Let me see. Hey y'all, welcome to another conversation with Straight Out the Group Chat. We were a little bit behind tonight, but don't worry, we fashionably late.
Okay.
So I definitely want to thank everybody that's tuning in. Let me put us live on Facebook. Um, I want to shout you out as always for being my girl. Let me put us public on Facebook. Hold on. Girl, my brain is just uh
You a mess, girl.
Listen. Anyway, y'all, I want to thank y'all for jumping on the live. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure y'all comment, like, share, subscribe to the content. Um, I want to acknowledge my friend Erica. She and I met way back at state. It was a 20. I don't even remember what,
I don't know what
2009,
year.
10. I don't remember what year it was.
Yeah.
But we went to state together. And E is doing big things. She got a story behind the look, her brand. She got what? You got your Target brand now. You got
hmm
Sephora.
I didn't get Sephora. I tried, but I didn't get Sephora yet.
Okay, so just
Yeah.
give the girls a little bit of tea about
Okay. So,
who you
hello
are.
everyone. My name is Erica Jones. Love Shay. Just want to shout her out first before even introducing myself. Shay, very proud of you
Thank you.
for doing this. And I don't know if you know how much awareness you're bringing to our community just by creating these spaces for us to talk. So, very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
I am the founder of Story Behind the Look LLC, which is a platform where I created to help people to identify who they are however they want to. I named it Story Behind the Look because we all have a story that's very unique to us.
Yep.
And I wanted that to be a space where we all can accept ourselves, just how we look, how we feel, where we come from, who we was raised by, all of those different things. So that's a little bit about me, but I personally use Story Behind the Look because I identify obviously as a Black woman. And because of that, I've had many struggles. So through that, I created a brand where I could just be myself. And my niche is fashion. So I love thrifting. I love fashion. That's my thing. So I use that to help people to understand there's multiple ways to identify the story behind your look. So I use fashion, whereas someone else like Shay, she can use this podcast, right? Because this is what she likes. This is what she's doing. So that is the reason why I started my brand, and I'm really happy about it, to be honest. Through my brand, I do have partner. I'm a creator for Target. I'm a creator for Kohl's. And then I have some other little creative programs that I'm a part of. And so with that, what I do is create content to pretty much encourage people to go to Target or to go to Kohl's or all of those different things. So not necessarily a paid partnership, but I feel like that's coming. You know what I mean? Like you got to start small and then you'll eventually get there. So that's a little bit about myself and my brand.
Yeah. So I want to definitely commend you on that. I'm very proud of you. You know, we talk off camera all the time. So definitely, again, want to give you your flowers here in a public platform. Just for having the courage to do such a thing. I know that like when you were saying, you know, kind of being, you're making it to shine a light on people that don't really have a light shine on them. Kind of like people that are what they call outcasts or misfits, etc. But I love that you have created the brand. So tonight, I just wanted to piggyback on something that a lot of us have dealt with in some form of fashion as Black women or as darker skinned or whatever Black women. So having that portion about story behind the look, how did you how would you define colorism in a sense of just growing up and your experiences with it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. Honestly, like growing up when I was facing colorism, I didn't even know it was colorism. I didn't know that word. Nobody would, I wasn't educated on what this means. What I knew was I was being bullied. Like that was the language and the vocabulary that I was aware of. But now as an adult and more wiser about different things, I was like, dang, I experienced colorism. Like when I think back to like my
Mhm.
past, and that's just more so of like people who have some sort of, I don't know, prejudice or something
Mhm.
against dark skinned people. Because I
Mhm.
won't say it's just women. I do think it's like all people that is dark
Yeah,
skinned, but it's more so coming from other Black American people.
girl, every
So
time.
for me, I realized like, dang, so that's what that was. Because again, I only identify that as bullying, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's even deeper because
Mhm.
it's people who come from the same background as me that is
Mhm.
doing this to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And see, so when you talk about like bullying, colorism, and things like that, so like when you were little, like when you were going up through school, did
Yeah.
you feel like, because I know that you shared it before, but I want you to share it here. Like, did you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, how did it play into like your insecurities or how you perceive
Yeah.
yourself, etc.?
Oh my gosh. I always apologize to the younger Erica because I was so insecure. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I was so insecure.
Mhm.
I recently made a reel because, believe it or not, another Black woman recently called me ugly, and she also said that my outfits was ugly as well. So
Mhm.
I made a reel where I was like, "This Erica
Yeah.
don't care."
Don't
But then
care.
I
Yeah.
showed a picture of me as a kid, and I was like, whereas this Erica would hold her head down and try to hide from the
Mhm.
world. So
Yeah.
that's what my childhood was like because I was picked on so badly
Yeah.
about my skin complexion. I
Yeah.
try to hide from the world. Like
Yeah.
it was hard. It was hard for me to become active. If it wasn't for my family who come from a background of playing softball, and they obviously forced everybody in the family to play softball, I probably would not have been as active because I was embarrassed. I felt like I was ugly. I felt like nobody liked
Mhm.
me, or everywhere I
Mhm.
go, somebody's gonna have something to say about me. So
Yeah.
it definitely had a big toll on my insecurities. And I will say probably almost up to my senior year in high school.
Yeah.
It lasted with me a long time, but I think the older I got, the more involved I became. But there was
Mhm.
time where I was just like, I'm not gonna be chosen because I'm a dark
Mm.
woman.
That you wasn't gonna be chosen. That's
I
sad.
definitely thought I was not gonna be chosen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
so I guess like with your brand and with this whole social media thing and
Mhm.
getting older and being more aware of like who you are as a woman, like
Yeah.
has that had an impact on you, like how social media is so
Mhm. Yeah.
hard and so mean and nasty, like has that
Mhm.
impacted you?
100%. I
Mm.
will say when I started SBL in 2020, I
Mm.
did it very scared. I was
Mm.
terrified,
Yeah.
but I needed to do it. I
Mhm.
needed to do it for myself, but I
Mhm.
also need to do it for other people. So
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, my platform was something that I needed for my own well-being, for my own insecurities, for all of those
Mm.
things, because I was still growing into this woman that I wanted to be. So I wanted a platform to be able to express that.
Mhm.
So 100%, it has had a huge impact on me and like how I show up for myself, but
Yeah.
also how I show up for other people.
Yeah.
And it's not the likes, it's not the comments. It's more so of me pushing myself to do
Yeah.
something that I was always afraid of doing.
Yeah.
That I always told myself I couldn't do
Right.
because I was dark skinned, because
Yeah.
I've never done it before, because I didn't come from a background with money. You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
put all of those things in front of me. So I felt
Yeah.
like I couldn't do it. But I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, and you're doing it, and period.
Thank you.
Now back to the lady the other day, because we didn't get to talk about that.
We didn't, friend.
So what exactly was the conversation?
Okay, so it wasn't. That's why I wrote on my reel. It was indirectly. So she didn't directly say it to me, of course, because
Uh-huh.
I think people know tread lightly.
Hello.
Um,
Hello.
um, so the comment was made to a friend of mine that I'm very very close with. And she was very hurt by it because this is also someone who she considered to be her friend. So in that same breath, she was hearing things about her as well. So she has
Mm,
this close friend that she feels super close with, making these
mhm,
comments about her, but then also making comments about me. So my friend called me and she was like, "Hey, I am so sorry, but this has been said." And then she shared some of the things that she was mentioning about her as well. And so in that moment when she told me, I felt bad for my friend, but not for myself, because I know how much she loved this girl. But when I say I wasn't phased, I kid you not, I was in the airport leaving from Tampa. I wasn't phased because I'm just like, you calling me ugly and my outfit's ugly. Mind you, only met this woman once in real time. Only met her once in real time. That was because my friend invited me to a party that they was having or whatever. But I was like, that's her own insecurity showing. That has nothing to do with me. So I wasn't impacted by it at all. But what I did say, I said, okay, thank you for telling me. Now I got some content to do tomorrow. So thanks for the idea, girl.
Hello. And clock that tea.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. Like, people, it's all, and see, when I refer to somebody as ugly, I'm talking about your energy, your heart, your spirit, like just stuff like that. I'm not calling. I don't use that term loosely based off somebody's look, because I'm sure I'm ugly to people. I mean, we all
okay. You know what I mean? Correct.
But when I say that, I'm speaking about a deeper meaning, like your spirit. Something is off with you. Your energy, how people perceive you, is off.
Yes.
Because I mean, I would much rather be around people that they say are, they look a certain type of way, as opposed to having good energy, being kind-hearted, being genuine, being nice, being a good person.
Yes. And that's, Shay, that's genuinely how you and I are. Like, we're good people at the end of the day. Like, we try to help people. We don't try to bring people down. No. So it's like, I just can't relate to that type of energy
at all.
because I can't relate. I can't be impacted by it because I can't relate. Like literally when that happened, I stopped myself and after we got the phone, I did a prayer for her because I'm like, there's no way you 40 plus and you making comments like this about other Black women. Like, are you well?
No. And see, so I think, and honestly and truthfully, I think that colorism is a baby, like a byproduct of racism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's always been this whole, how they had the house in and the field in type thing. And brown paper bag test and all this type of thing. And I think that we have internalized it so bad. That it's like, and it's so it's unconscious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really just like, even when we're talking about like colorism, texturism, featureism, all these things.
Absolutely.
Like, girl, when I tell you, like, even me, I got bullied so bad, but not even, it was more so about me. Like, when I was Miss Adra. Hey, Miss Adra. I got bullied so bad, like, off my features. I got picked on, like, my nose and my lips were my two biggest things. They said I had, what they It's funny now. It was not funny then.
Okay, it wasn't funny at all.
It wasn't funny then, babe. I used to like, I was just look at myself and just be like, "You just so ugly. Like, why do you look like that?" You know what I'm saying?
You started to believe the things that they would say.
I did. What? Oh, Big Lip Bandit.
Wow. Can you imagine what it was like here? Like, obviously, because you went through it, but I don't think people think about that. Like,
girl,
you don't know the impact those words have on a young adult.
Girl, because I internalized everything. It said Big Lip Bandit. They said I had a what kind of nose? A flat nose, like a flat nose, something like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even when it comes to our hair, texture of our hair, like, like me, baby, carpet. Unless I got the right moisturizer on my hair, it's definitely gonna give. It's gonna give 4C. But I think all that plays back to racism, which then brought colorism, texturism, and featureism. Like, I just think all of it. We just gotta work on all this self-hate. We got to clean this stuff up because it's not.
We have to, Shay. And you make a good point. That was something I was thinking about earlier in preparation for this. Because you know how, like, during the slavery time, they talked about how all of the dark skin or slaves worked outside, light skin was on the inside, right? And for me, like, this is how I think about stuff. I'm just like, that was like so many years ago, and then it's like now 2024. So that type of mindset had to be adapted over all of these years. And my question always is like, who's gonna stop this? Like, who's gonna help our community to understand like we no longer live in those days, so we no longer have to operate in that way. Like, there's no reason why I should have ever thought, even as a kid, that I'm gonna be chosen last because I'm dark skinned. I should not have had to experience that
ever.
But because our society just got so stuck in that, and like, still believing in that, that's just where we are.
And and another unfortunate part of it too is that on the flip side of that, my sister-in-law, she is a lighter, very light, fair-skinned Black woman. But she even talks about how when she was growing up, she dealt with bullying because she was too light. So it's almost like it's almost like you too light to fit in and you too dark to fit in. It's like, okay, what y'all want me to do?
Correct.
What do y'all want from me? You know what I'm saying?
Correct. And that's something else that I had wrote in my notes too. Like, I don't think it's all just dark skinned people either. Like, light skinned people they go through colorism as well. But it just sucks that this is where we are as a community.
It's sad, but like you said, it takes having a conversation about it. Because honestly, I don't even think I really experienced like colorism like that up until like maybe high school. I don't even know. Like, I think it was more or less high school when I started paying attention to like, they like the light skinned girl, like the lighter skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was never a thing for me, I guess, because like my immediate family, we're all darker. You know what I'm saying? Like darker skin. So it was never like it wasn't a real thing to me. But like I said, until I got to high school and I was noticing like the guys was going after the lighter skin, the whatever, and then I was like,
but I 100% agree, and I also think, Shay, that's still happening today.
Yeah.
It's still happening today. When I first moved to Miami, I kid you not, that's when I was trying to find my community, because again, all of my family's in North Carolina. And obviously I found my people or whatever. And because of what I experienced in high school of like, they're not going to choose me, they're always going to choose the light-skinned girl. I experienced that literally when I moved here. Found my group of people, obviously all of us beautiful women, but the men would go to them first before they would to me. And in that moment, I was just like, damn, we're still here. Okay, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. But I didn't expect for it to continue. I think in my head, I'm like, over time, this whatever these people are going through, it's gonna go away, right? Because I know who I am. I know I'm a beautiful woman.
Right.
Are they not coming to me because I'm dark skinned, and more so going towards my friends who are lighter skinned than me? And I was just like, wow, this is where we are still.
And it's just, I just think it's so, I really do. I think it's so sad, and even like my mama said the community is in need of some committed leaders like back in the day. No, that's facts.
That's a fact for sure.
Jonathan, thank you for watching. Jonathan, he says, salute all the beautiful Black women. I'm the son of a dark brown skinned woman, and I love it. And I'm a dark skinned man and proud of it. Yeah.
Period.
And I think we have to take pride in those things. But yeah, I mean, take pride in it, because at the end of the day, this is who we are. Like you said, this is how God made us. And
absolutely.
What else?
Girl, and it's like, how can you deny how the Creator made you?
Me.
What?
Because it's given. It's given.
It always gave, Shay. It just didn't give to the right people, but it always gave.
That's fact. That's fact. That is true. So, go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
No, I was also going to say, too, like, you just mentioned it. I feel like if people can look beyond the complexion of our skin and look into who we are as people, like,
correct.
For in my head, like, that's what you should fall in love with. That's what you should love. Like, how I treat you, how I treat other people, how I treat the world, how I give back to the world. But for my complexion to be the first no for you, that's wild. And
Yeah.
like, God bless, because
Hello, because I don't want to be around you anyway.
period, I don't.
Because, you know, at this point now, it's just about attracting people that are your tribe, like you were saying. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to fit in those spaces where I'm not wanted
None.
on
I
no
could care
level.
less. I could care less.
No, I'm not losing no sleep.
I'm not.
No.
I'm gonna come to
So,
387 every single day and
hello.
take care of myself and go
Yeah.
to bed. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So how would you have wanted, I guess this is just a question like back when you were reflecting on when you were younger, like
Yeah.
how would you have, I guess, wanted your family and your community to support you more, like, and
Mm.
how can we support the younger generation, um
Mhm.
you know, as they grow up?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's great.
Hmm.
I think for me back then, I remember my older cousins, they always told me, like, Erica, you are so beautiful. And they
Hmm.
would make the comments like, my chocolate little cousin, or,
Yeah.
and like then I didn't mind it. I loved it. Now
Yeah.
kind of makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
But they did that. I think my teachers did it, my family did, like they definitely did show up for me in
Hmm.
that way. It was just
Hmm.
the outside people, like the people I had to see every day because I had to go to school for 12 years, and
Hmm.
you know what I mean, I had to be in the same community and try
Yeah.
to build relationships and stuff. So I think it was just the people around me.
Hmm.
But I will say, like, my family, they loved on me.
Okay.
They never made me feel like an outcast, because again, me, my brother, and my mom, we're all dark skinned. So
Yeah.
like at home, I felt fine, but it was just in
Wow.
the schoolhouse when I didn't.
Hmm. Yeah.
I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel protected. I felt like I had to like silence myself. But I
Mm.
will say, once I got to like the ninth grade, because going to high school, dealing with all of that, I was so scared. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
was terrified.
Yeah.
And that's when I joined cheerleading. And that literally what it was that gave me that confidence that I need. Like, oh, I can do this,
Yeah.
do this. And then I became like the president of my class and started
Yeah.
joining clubs and stuff. So I think again, it's crazy now that I think about it, at a younger age, the more I pushed myself past the fear, I felt
Mhm.
more comfortable.
Wow. Okay.
And
Okay.
when I think about the last question you asked, like, what can we do for our younger generation? So obviously, I work in education. I'm in
Yeah.
schools often.
Right.
And literally anytime I'm in a school, I see myself in like every single school. So what
Mm.
I do personally, if I go up to them, just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like, I love
Mhm.
your outfit. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
giving kids that positive praise,
Mhm.
they love it.
Yeah.
So one little girl, I kid you not, she every time I go, she's always complimenting my shoes. And because I know she liked those shoes, I wear them same shoes every time I go back to that school. So
Yeah.
that's our way of connecting. And
Yeah.
she sees somebody that look just like her and being
Mhm.
open to her, having conversations with her, making her feel loved. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to do anytime I see any kid, but
Yeah.
especially a darker skinned kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely think, like, to your point, I think like you said, connecting with them on that level, and also just affirming life, like you were saying,
Yeah.
letting them know, because I mean a compliment goes a long way. And I mean, even now, like, as a grown woman, if somebody compliment me, like, I think about it all day. I'm like, okay, I did that.
Right?
No, but it takes it takes
Yeah.
little small things, and definitely with children, because like we were just
Mhm.
talking about, words hurt children. And I mean, like,
Mhm.
I won't never forget them people that bullied me, calling me those names, and
Never.
I will never forget them.
Never.
I will never forget them.
I know
Um,
their names. I still see their faces, like all of that, girl. I'll never forget.
I never forget them. But then, it got to a point of where it was like, why don't these people like me? Like, I'm not even doing nothing to you. I'm just out here existing. Like, why are y'all
Literally,
being
Shay.
mean to me?
I'm literally just existing. I am trying to
Yeah.
come here, get my education, and go back home. Like, I
Yes.
ain't do nothing to nobody.
Yeah. But and you know what another thing too is, while we're talking about this, I think a lot of this
Mhm.
stuff comes from how kids are, their
Right.
environment.
Yep, that's it. I
It's
agree.
because I'm not finna, why would I go to school and pick on other kids? I
Why?
never thought to
For
do that.
what reason?
I don't know.
And then, Shay, you just nailed it. To be honest, this is my theory. Granted, I'm just a little old Erica Jones child. I don't know. But because I see it often, like in the schools that I work in,
Yeah.
I feel like the children are being called these things at home. So then they come to school and they say it to the other kids. It's like repetition, right? The more you hear something, the more you're going to feel like it's okay to say that to somebody else. Yeah. I always say it start at home because, again, being an educator, I feel like parents feel like they send their kids to school and we're just supposed to teach them everything. No. It's the foundation starts at the house.
It starts at home, sis.
It starts home.
It starts at home. It starts at home. And so I wanted to circle everything back to your brand. We talked about it earlier, but I want to just bring everything home. So with your colorism and with your bullying, and when you're talking about, you're trying to basically you're connecting your dots. So you push yourself to become a cheerleader, class president, etc. And so you did that and you started to feel better about yourself. How, like, talk about how SBL and your brand deals and etc. like how it keeps you going and how it makes you feel, like how it makes you fall back in love with yourself and give you that self-confidence.
Yeah. I think that's a great question. I think my first thought is just, as a young adult, even like a little bit of college, like I never really felt like I was good enough. Right? I felt like I always had to do the most and go over and beyond to just be seen. And with SBL, I'm seen. And again, like I said, I'm seen because I'm choosing to put myself out there. It's a lot to be a content creator.
A lot, man. Listen.
You have to be prepared for the negative comments.
You do.
You got to be prepared for those type things. So before I even started my brand, I asked myself that, like, Erica, are you ready for this? Because you don't know what you're gonna receive.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is what it is. I said, this is gonna build me. This is gonna get me to that tougher position where I need to be. So let's do it. Like I really betted on myself. I was like, Erica, you have to do this for you in order for you to continue to grow, in order for you to continue to thrive, being a dark-skinned woman, in order for you to continue to be successful with the things that you like to do. I've always liked getting dressed. I always like pictures. Like I have. You know this. Like I've always loved to do.
And the thrift store.
Loved it. Baby,
a thrift store.
Because I'm like, why not? I don't know. So I think with SBL, it was what I needed. That's all I can say. It was what I needed because I would say within the last 4 years of me having SBL, I have felt the best about myself than I ever have in life. Like, literally nothing bothers me anymore. Like, nothing. The comment that lady made did not bother me. The conversation you and I had before this did not bother me. Like, girl, I just don't get bothered anymore. I think, and I thank God because I'm more wiser than I've ever been in my life. And I think with wisdom, you're able to move differently with people and about situations. So I always give it up to like life experiences is what got me here. But because Shay, I think I said this in the last podcast, I never would have imagined being where I am today years ago. Ever. Like even talking to you on this podcast, like I wouldn't have been so nervous to even do this because I'm thinking that people are watching us, they're picking on me, they're calling me names. And now I'm in a place, whether they're doing it or not, girl, Erica don't care.
At all.
I don't care.
At all.
I don't care. Because I realize like a lot of people project their things onto other people. And that literally has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't allow it to bother me because it has nothing to do with me and it's everything to do with them.
Wow. So I like this. So on like being on social media and being as visible as you are, and all like you said, being a content creator. I think I shared this on another podcast I did. Being doing this stuff is not easy. Like get on this thing every Tuesday. I don't want to do it all the time.
Right.
So like when you're talking about like, social media and the comments and all that, like so can you like remember like the most, I guess the nastiest comment that you read and it just bounced off you? Because that's what I think that's one of my fears.
Yeah.
is reading the comment, and I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm seeing myself. I'm gonna
Mhm.
just be like, I don't care about that. But I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I have that level of
I'm not gonna say you are there or not, because I told myself I would be okay. But when I got that first comment, Shay, when I say it pissed me off so bad. Like it made me so angry. I called my brother, y'all. If you don't know, I call him first about everything.
that's our
And
bestie. Yeah.
he told me, he said, E, what did I tell you? He said, I told you that you was gonna have to prepare for this. So he helped me on how to respond, because my response was not the response of a founder of a platform. That was not it.
Right.
So he helped me on how to respond. And ultimately what it was is like, she pretty much told me she hated my outfit and what she would have done. And I've always said that, like, your opinions don't necessarily always need to be said out loud.
Correct.
If
Correct.
you was gonna do that, go do it. You didn't
Do
need
it.
to leave that under my
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Personal style is personal style.
Wow.
How I decide to dress is connected to me. How you
Yes.
decide to dress is connected to you.
Every
So you
time.
could have kept this nasty comment. It just,
Yes,
and
sir.
then why would I? Nothing for nothing. That was my first thought. Like, why would I take advice from you? Because I went to her page, of course, because that's how mad I was. I'm like, the audacity. So I went to her page, and I'm like, now why would I take advice from you respectfully
Yeah.
on how to style this outfit? Again, it was more so like, people can have their opinion,
Yeah.
but you don't always have to say it out loud. Like, I got so many opinions about stuff I see on the daily. I don't go write it on social media.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't even have no real advice. I would say read the comment, process the comment, call me if you need to talk through how to respond.
Yeah.
But
I
that it's hard, Shay.
yeah. And see, I think that I was on YouTube or something. I don't even think it was a comment on my thing. I think it was like on a reel I uploaded, and it was
Mm-hmm.
from somebody that I had on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And they said something along the lines of, "Oh, look at her," or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was just like, "Well, how do they mean by that?" And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you, E. Like, it bothered me for the rest of the day,
Oh
because
my God.
I am I'm sensitive. I mean, really I am. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
who I am to my core.
And that's okay.
But I think that I have to speak patience over myself and
Mm-hmm.
understand that, like you were saying, people are just unhappy in this world. And
Yeah.
so sometimes they don't understand, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I need to just be quiet in this moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it though. Like,
Oh my God, it's so
especially
annoying.
on social media. Social media can be a dangerous place. Like, that is people's
And
platform to say whatever they want to say.
hey,
Literally. Like,
mm-hmm.
especially the ones that don't be having like a picture. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those be the
yeah,
main ones. And I'm like, that's their outlet
yeah,
to make people feel bad about themselves, because they
yeah,
feel bad about themselves. Like,
yeah.
projection is a real thing. People do it all the time.
And oh, girl, and the racism, it's bad.
Ooh.
It's bad. Miss Edge said, absolutely. I'm sorry, we have to know they're coming because we're not for everybody. And they will have an opinion about your purpose, but they don't have to speak on it. Yeah, I mean, I
Correct.
don't understand it.
Correct. They don't have to, but people choose to for whatever reason.
It's
And
just
it's,
like
I
you
mean,
said.
that one thing really does bother me, because like my niche and it's like fashion or whatever. I follow a lot of other fashion brands, and sometimes I'll go comment. Of course, like my comments, I'm always hyping you up,
Me
showing you
too.
love or whatever,
Me
because I know what
too.
it takes to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I'll see comments like, I would have did this. Who asked you?
Or go do it.
Or just go do it. Like, I don't know, girl. I don't know.
Girl.
And then some people say, well, make assumptions about like my thrifted stuff. Well, did you even wash it first? And
Oh,
I'm just like, I don't know. Whatever. I just don't understand people, and I try not to allow people to like
Yeah.
stuff like that to bother me because I'm just like, duh. Like, don't you think I did? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to respond in a way in which it's gonna be received because my first response is like, duh.
Duh, right.
Like, you actually should be washing all of your clothes, whether you got it from a thrift store, whether you got it from Walmart. You
Yeah.
don't. It doesn't matter.
Wash.
You should always be washing your
Wash.
clothes. So don't put emphasis just because it comes from the thrift store. But don't insult me as if I don't wash my clothes before I put them
Clothes.
on.
Right. Girl. And
Right.
the sad part is it really be your own people
It be your own people, Shay.
in the comment section. It do.
It be your own people. And it
It be,
also be your own people that don't support you too.
okay.
Don't
Here
clock
we
that.
go.
I'm
Here we
just
go with
saying.
this.
I'm
Fix
just
it,
saying.
Jesus. Now, how do you hope your brand inspires others to reject colorism and embrace their beauty and their style or their who they are?
Very nice. I always have said I am a walking brand.
Okay. I
So
like that.
me being a walking brand
Mhm.
is when you see me, you see story behind the look. When you see me, you see a dark-skinned woman walking in her confidence. When you
Yeah.
see me, you see a dark-skinned woman walking in her purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it is always my hope that when people see me, whether in public, whether on Instagram, they know that this is a strong Black woman
Yeah.
who decided to step out on faith and
Right.
bring more awareness around being a dark-skinned woman wearing these bright colors because she can. So
Can.
it's always my hope that they can be inspired by that to do whatever they need to do for themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
whether it's what they wear, whether it's how they do their makeup for that day, whatever it is, I always want to show up so that people can be inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And I share this story often. Even when I see them in public, I ask them, I'm like, what's the story behind your look?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you know my story already. Now, what's your
Right.
story? Because I really do want people to see that. Now, I also want them to see, like, I didn't have a lot to do this. Like, I literally stepped out on faith to start this brand. So I don't want people to feel like they got to have like thousands of dollars to get
Right.
started. You just need
Yeah.
to get started. Like, whatever it is that you love, that you want to do, you got to put aside time to actually make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to be as transparent and vulnerable on my page as well. So people, I'm human first. Hey,
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
human first.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I've heard people say like, oh, social media is fake. And to some extent, I do believe that. But I try to show my audience that I'm not fake because I tell y'all the real and I also give you the content. Like sharing with my community that I go to therapy. That's not something that you tell everybody. You know what I mean? But I want them to know, like, I'm a human just like you are. I feel things just like you are. I go through things just like you are. But I'm still deciding to show up for my brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I love it.
yeah.
I want you to, so in our first episode that we did, because we wasn't live on Facebook then, but I had to bring you back for Facebook so that they could get the tea.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you about the photo shoot that you did. That was so powerful. And I'm gonna put the picture. But when you did the pink and was it pink and purple?
Orange.
Oh, the orange.
Purple and orange.
Purple. Okay, yeah. When you did that, I want you to talk about that because that was like when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a model. But when you told the story behind it, I would have never even thought it. I would have never thought it.
So what's interesting is that look, it was my birthday. I did not have a lot of money around that time, that year of my birthday, but I wanted to do a photo shoot. I was like, I have to do this photo shoot. So in that photo, those my hair, I did that style myself. My makeup, I did it myself. Like literally, and the outfit was already in my closet. Like I had no money to go out and purchase anything. I had no money to hire a makeup artist. I had no money to get my hair done. But I wanted to do this for myself, so I knew I had to just figure it out and just do it on my own. So I did. And the lip is so funny because I screenshotted a photo and it was another dark-skinned woman. And I'm sorry I don't know her name off the top of my head. And she had did it with 2 different colors. And
Yeah.
I saved that photo literally from years ago. And I was like, one day I am gonna have the courage. Why, girl? You know I'm a crybaby. I don't want to cry.
Get it out. Let
It's
it
so
out, sis.
emotional. Oh,
Let it
but
out.
I was like, one day I'm gonna have the courage to do this. Like,
Mhm.
if she did it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
So I found that photo and I was like, all right, this is my time. I'm gonna do it because my outfit matched the colors. So I was like, I'm gonna
It
do
did.
one orange and one purple.
Yeah.
And I did it. And when I got to the photographer, like he loved it. Now my homegirl also went with me too. She was like, "Did you do this?" I was like, "I did everything. I
Yeah.
did everything. I did
Yeah.
my makeup. I did my hair. I did everything because I didn't have a choice."
Mhm.
So taking the photos, after he showed me like the first photo, I was like, "This is it." Like, and in my head, I was just like, "I did it."
Yeah.
Like, I did it, and I was just so proud of myself. And mind you, y'all, this was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I took this photo. But I was just so afraid because growing up, I was always told that dark skinned women or people should never wear like the bright lipsticks.
Mhm.
Um, and so I was like, I'm gonna do this because she did it, so I can do it. So that photo gave me the inspiration to do it.
Mhm.
And I will say, maybe from that time, like I started to wear lipstick more because I was definitely told not to wear red lipstick as a Black woman.
Yeah.
Um, for other reasons, but really one of the main reasons I heard was because I was dark skinned.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
always saw my mom and my grandma wear it, so I'm like, I can wear this too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but that photo, like in particular, that's more so what that was for. That was a win for the little Erica, like for
Yeah.
the younger Erica,
Yeah.
because I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah.
really want to thank you so much. Again, I give you flowers all day, every day. But I definitely want to commend you for, being a dark skinned Black woman, beautiful Black woman, and sharing your story with the world, shining your light on the world. I
Mhm.
think that I think that more people, like, I think people need to have um that self-confidence,
Yeah.
the self-belief. And it's not easy. It's not.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's
because
not play.
it's not easy. And
Yeah.
when you're talking about bullying and different things, whatever it's not easy. Miss A just said beautiful woman. Yeah, she
Oh,
she is. She
thank
is.
you.
But yes, I want to commend you from Black woman to Black woman. You already know I hope you win. I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Um but I love the fact that you have taken your what they call pain and turned into your passion
Mhm.
and your
Mhm.
purpose, and you are shining a light again on the world, shining a light on the world, and empowering other young Black girls or Black women that are inspired by you. Me personally, I'm inspired by you, and just
Mhm.
keep going,
Mhm.
keep going.
Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. I really
Good.
do. It takes so much. I'm 36 years old.
Yeah,
I used to care about saying my age. I don't care no more. Again,
me
like
either.
I
I
said,
don't
I
either.
just don't be caring
I
about
don't.
things, girl.
I
Life
don't.
is just too short to care about
I
stuff
don't.
like that. I
I
don't
don't
be caring
care.
no more. But I'm 36 years old.
Hmm.
And like I said earlier, I'm finally in a place where I truly love myself. I
I
truly
love it.
accept myself for who
Yeah.
I am.
Hmm.
And I'm always, always, always gonna try to like help the next person.
Hmm.
But this self-esteem and this self-confidence that I have, I did not always have it.
Right.
And it is super hard to get here. But I
Hmm.
always tell people like there's so much more to the story behind my look that I haven't shared with the world because I'm not ready to yet. But
Hmm.
if people knew the amount of things that I have experienced or seen, I think people will understand it more.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna write a book in some time in my life
I can't wait.
to be able to share those
Yeah.
things. But it definitely takes like a lot of practice, and
Hmm.
you definitely need people around you who are gonna uplift you,
Yeah.
right? So having you in my corner
Hmm.
has always been a win for me. Shay, like I can, girl, we go back,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
But like you have never been someone where I was just like, oh, she don't rock with me for real. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it
Yeah.
always felt real. It always felt genuine.
Yeah.
And in order to build yourself up in the way that you want to, and this is for anyone, you got to have a strong community. You got to have a community around you that is going to uplift you, that is going to empower you, that is going to love on you, that's going to call you out, because like that's important too. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for where I am, but it wasn't easy getting here.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for your book.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I can't wait for your book. I cannot wait for your book. Yeah. But yeah, I just, again, keep going, E. You know, I told you, story behind the look is definitely empowering straight out the group chat. So if y'all looking for y'all auntie, she right here on the thing.
Okay, listen. Y'all come over to Story Behind the Look. That is my name on all of the platforms.
Yes, go ahead.
All of the platforms. It's literally Story Behind the Look. You can find me everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Little I need to get back around there and do some things. Where else am I? TikTok. Yeah, I'm Facebook. Like I'm everywhere, and it's literally the name.
Yeah, Threads too.
I'm on Threads too. Yep. And if you go on my Instagram, you can also like go in my bio. You can see like my website, and in the website you can see like how I started SBL. You can see some blogs, because SBL did start off as a blog, but to be honest, they got too time consuming because I was working 9 to 5. That is very, very demanding. And so trying to write a blog every week, it was a lot, but I did enjoy that. But yeah. Y'all can check me out. Shay, I appreciate you. You know that. Again, I am super proud of you for continuing to do this.
Thank you.
It's nothing like doing something that you love. And again, I feel like you're doing this for you, but you're also doing this for a community of people too, that you have no idea how much they are being inspired. So shout out to you, because this takes a lot to do a podcast, girl.
Baby, you ain't, baby. Keep praying my strength.
And I
will. No, but thank you again. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Make sure y'all go follow Erica on all her platforms. Story Behind the Look is where she is. Again, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, everywhere. Make sure y'all follow her. Her content is beautiful. She does it faithfully. The fits be hitting. The fits be hitting. Yeah. So, but yeah, thank y'all again for tuning in. Make sure y'all comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, y'all already know. And I hope that this helps somebody that's dealing with self-esteem when it comes to their skin complexion, dealing with, not feeling accepted, not feeling wanted. Somebody love you, somebody wants you. You got to find your tribe. Okay?
That's right.
All right. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday. And bye.
Bye, y'all.